Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, interesting news in women's boxing, okay? Shout out to all the lovely women out there, all the ladies of the fight game putting it down, okay? The biggest fight in all of women's boxing that could have possibly been made, all right, between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor is about to be finalized according to ESPN's Dan Rafael. Pretty much what I'm reading here is basically states that the fight has been finalized, but it hasn't been yet formally announced. But that Dan Rafael's caught wind of it, and you can expect an announcement for that fight very soon. Now, the fight will be taking place on the Dillian White Alexander Povetkin card in Manchester, England. Now that's big news. That's good. That's great for the sport of boxing because, when we talk about Amanda Serrano, when we talk about Katie Taylor, we're talking about two of the premier fighters, not just in women's boxing right now, but I would even venture as far as to say in history of all time. So the fact that this fight is happening is amazing. The fact that this fight is on a big heavyweight card like White Povetkin is amazing. And it just goes to show you, man, I'll be honest with you. I understand the women's fight game is a bit different, but sometimes, I have more respect for the women than I do some of these men because, we got Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, a fight that everybody and their mother wants to see Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, but we can't get Derek James and PBC to start talking like the businessmen, Derek James out here talking like he's a promoter or a manager, and it doesn't look like we're ever gonna see Crawford versus Spence. But when big fights do happen like this, like a great fight like Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, when these fights do happen, you gotta really appreciate these two lovely lady warriors of the ring because they can both fight their asses off. They've proven that. When we talk about Amanda Serrano, we're talking about somebody with legitimate punching power. We're talking about somebody that's been a world champion in 7 weight classes. We're talking about somebody with 28 knockouts in 40 professional fights, which for women's boxing you don't normally see a knockout percentage at that clip, at that rate. And she gets good leverage on her punches, so it's great to see a fight like this happening. And then what can we say about Katie Taylor that hasn't been said already? She's a true legend of not just women's boxing, but she's fight by fight she's becoming a legend of boxing as a whole. Katie Taylor, she's 15-0, 6 KOs. She's done big things in the sport of boxing, winning titles in multiple weight classes, beating all the best fighters available to her. Obviously, she had the one fight last year against Delphine Persoon, which many of us believe she won, and she should have got that Persoon should have been victorious in, but she didn't get it. That's the nature of the business. So Katie Taylor was able to maintain her record. I wish they would have a rematch, but listen, this fight right here. This is one we've been talking about for a while here on True School Sports. Oftentimes I don't really make it a thing to talk about women's boxing because, to be honest with you, the talent pool of women's boxing is not large enough across all the weight classes to sit here and cover it every day. But when you get a fight of this magnitude between fighters of the caliber of Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, two fighters who I humbly believe will be going to the Boxing Hall of Fame one day, you gotta talk about it. I would even venture as far as to say that this might be the biggest and the best fight in the history of women's boxing because listen, when we talk about Amanda Serrano, she's the only Puerto Rican fighter, male or female, to win a world title in 7 weight classes. So you have that. Then you have Katie Taylor, who's arguably she's arguably the pound for pound #1 fighter in women's boxing already with 15 fights. Being that she's skilled all these weight classes, she's unified titles, she's beat top contenders left, right, and center, and she's done Ireland and the UK proud. She's done the country proud. So stylistically, what do I think about this fight? Personally, and this is my opinion. So if you're from the UK or from Ireland, don't crucify me. But I think that Amanda Serrano is gonna hurt Katie Taylor and stop her. I just think there's not many females in the sport that can punch. Like, I'm talking about punch, like really punch. And Amanda Serrano's got that Puerto Rican power, you know what I'm saying? She got that Puerto Rican power. Her fundamentals are really good. She's got great speed. She's extremely confident. Sometimes I've noticed when Katie Taylor gets into exchanges, she tends to maybe wing her shots in the later rounds. So if this fight goes 6, 7, 8 rounds into those later rounds, I just feel like Amanda Serrano will be the sharper of the two fighters, and ultimately she's gonna hurt her with something and potentially get her out of there. So that's just my opinion on the fight. That's my little mini synopsis of the fight. I mean, I have to go back. I have to go back and look at some more tape that gives you a real synopsis and a real breakdown on the fight. But this is great news. This should be celebrated. This should be publicized and lifted up in boxing because you know, a lot of times the women get overlooked in boxing because like I said, the talent pool in women's boxing is not deep enough across all the weight classes for people to really give it attention day in and day out. But you know, this fight right here, this fight right here is a testament to women's boxing, and you know, shout out to him, fair play to him. I'm very excited for it. You know, I'm just as excited for this fight than as I would be for maybe not as excited, but I'm obviously I'm more excited for Povetkin versus White because it's a big heavyweight fight between two of the most dangerous punchers in the division. But this right there is coming in at number 2 on that card, and it's gonna be quite amazing. So that's the news. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano has been in fact finalized according to Dan Rafael for May the 2nd on the Dillian White Alexander Povetkin undercard, and it's gonna be a huge fight. It's gonna be a monumental occasion for women's boxing. So let me know who you guys think will win in the comments down below. Let me know who's team Katie Taylor, and let me know who's team Amanda Serrano down in the comments. I'd like to know. I'm going with Amanda Serrano. I think she's going to catch Katie Taylor with something nasty in the middle to late rounds because she's a sharper puncher. But we will see, and it should be a great fight for as long as it lasts. So leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe like I say in every single one of these videos. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.